Good evening. As our ceremony begins, I would like to make a special request on behalf of our graduates and their families. Please recognize your young person with applause only. Loud celebration detracts from the dignity of the occasion, detracts attention from the next graduate, and lessens the quality of the video being recorded. The graduates of the class of 2023 appreciate your assistance and cooperation in making this ceremony a memory to treasure. Please rise for the entry of the class of 2023. the Star Spangled Banner, High School Band.
Please remain standing and bow your head with me. Dear Lord, thank you for allowing all of us to be here this evening. As we sit here and honor our classmates for their hard work and dedication, we are also celebrating their efforts for putting in the time and energy to focus on their scholastic achievements. Many of these students have excelled in creativity, critical thinking, athletics, and much more. Thank you for giving them confidence and grace to persevere throughout this year. As these 4 years are coming to a close, I just ask that you give every one of these students before me the courage to keep pushing towards their goals and aspirations. Please be with us as we continue on through our journey of life, whether that is college, trade school, pursuing a sport, or the workforce. As we move out of our childhood and into our adulthood, may we all remember that you are among all things. With your grace, love, and patience, we are unstoppable. I pray that you continue to watch over us and show us your love and mercy. I pray in your holy name, amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. On behalf of the Alstyne High School senior class of 2023, I welcome each of you, parents, family members, and friends, to our graduation ceremony. We would like to say a special thank you to the parents of these seniors, their family members, friends, teachers, the Board of Trustees, the superintendent, and our community for their support and everything each has done to enable these young men and women to successfully reach this day. We are so pleased that you are here today to celebrate this rite of passage. I am pleased to introduce the members of our platform who will assist with tonight's ceremony. Please hold your applause until everyone is standing and has been introduced. Superintendent, Dr. David Brown. Our readers will be our Assistant Principal, Dr. James Otto. English teacher, Mr. Kevin Canterbury. Our Board President, Randall Morgan. Our Board Vice President, Bo Williams. Board Secretary, Debbie Nance. And Board members, Kurt Heimelreich, David Kerr, Steve Roddy, and Dennis Smith. Dr. Otto, please come forward for the community service recognition.
The Community Service Recognition Program at VAHS began 23 years ago to encourage our students to develop the habit of civic service and pride in our community that is a natural product of giving of their time and talents. Each student recognized today has contributed a minimum of 90 hours of community service while enrolled at VAHS. Students, please line up. Service in any form is admirable. Children who do not come into this world with a tendency towards service, it is a learned trait. For the students who choose to give of themselves, it is a testament of their desire to give to their fellow man without the expectation of return. It is a pleasure to recognize the students who have given their time and energy over the past 4 years to give back to our community. Mrs. Bill and Dr. Brown, please come forward and assist with the Community Service Awards presentation. Students should come forward and remain together on stage until all have been recognized. Mia Urick, 91 hours of community service. Michael Terrell, 92 and a half community hours of service. Presley McDonald, 120 hours of community service. Carson Brown, 120 hours of community service. Jenna Farr, 120 hours of community service. Sierra Bentley, 126 hours of community service. Brian Neal, 139 hours of community service. Caroline Dossman, 149 and a half hours of community service. Sophia Westmoreland, 156 hours of community service. Caitlin Razor, 172 and a half hours of community service. Aaron Gonzalez, 175 hours of community service. Hayden Whitley, 178 hours of community service. Zaid Sykes, 195 and a half hours of community service. Riley Dancer, 220 hours of community service. Foster Cataldi, 220 hours of community service. Ben Smith, 232 hours of community service. Ella Stormont, 246 and a half hours of community service. Cameron Van Buren, 288 and a half hours of community service. Tanner Abbott, 299 hours of community service. Jackson Martin, 324 and a half hours of community service. Molly Gallagher, 326 hours of community service. Emily Elmore, 329 and a half hours of community service. Ty Williams, 397 hours of community service. Ben Wells, 413 hours of community service. Jackson Schnitker, 437 and a half hours of community service. Linda Segura, 456 hours of community service. Claire Gallagher, 459 hours of community service. Lainey Thorpe, 472 and a half hours of community service. Blaine Balthrop, 493 hours of community service. Lacey Thorpe, 502 hours of community service. Jaden Servati, 622 hours of community service. Max Marino, 730 hours of community service. Brennan Jackson, 798 hours of community service. Abby Weingart, 1,692 hours of community service. Total hours for all community service completed by the class of 2023 is 11,891 hours. Please step forward for the presentation of red cords.
The Red Cord Honors Program is a program that was designed to encourage graduating seniors to donate 1 pint of blood 2 times during their senior year. Seniors who received red cords, please stand. This year alone, Alstyne High School blood drives produced a total of 64 pints of blood, which has impacted or saved approximately 192 patients. Blood donors help save lives every day, and each of you earning the red cord today is a true hero to the patients that your generous donations have impacted. Thank you. At this time, I am proud to announce the members of the graduating class of 2023 who have earned the distinction of being the academic top 10% of this graduating class. These young people have worked hard throughout their high school years and deserve the recognition that they will receive here today. Students can start lining up. Dr. Brown, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and VAHS, would you please step forward to bestow honors medals and recognize the students who have achieved top academic honors during their 4 years in high school. Sierra Bentley, 4.148, 26 college hours. Ben Smith, 4.158 and 26 college hours. Tanner Abbott, 4.196 and 26 college hours. Jaden Servati, 4.300 and 32 college hours. Ella Fowler, 4.322 and 32 college hours. Lainey Thorpe, 4.332 and 26 college hours. Ben Wells, 4.344 and 20 college hours. Liam Searing, 4.348 and 18 college hours. Cameron Van Buren, 4.351 and 26 college hours. Lacey Thorpe, 4.380 and 26 college hours. Michael Terrell, 4.382 and 26 college hours. Caitlin Razor, 4.525 and 26 college hours. Ella Stormont, 4.531 and 32 college hours. Caroline Dossman, 4.691 and 26 college hours. now pleased to announce the salutatorian for the class of 2023, Ella Stormont.
I would like to start by thanking God, my family with their unwavering love and support, the wonderful teachers and staff of Van Alstyne who always put their best into making me a better student, and the community that shaped you for the opportunity to stand before you tonight. For most of the seniors, Van Alstyne has been a place where we grew up. We started kindergarten with all the excitement to learn something new. Van Alstyne was a place where you knew everyone and had the feeling of a close-knit community. We spent our days sneaking into neighborhood pools or trick-or-treating to find the houses with the best candy bars. Our elementary school field trips consisted of going to Sharkarosa Zoo, where we all did our very best impression of a lion roar, and huddled up together like penguins when we walked in the freezers at the back of Brookshire's. The best days of the year were Buddy Day, when we chased each other around with water balloons, and the sock hop, where we pretended we were from the 1950s in our poodle skirts and leather jackets. Back then, times were simpler, and our only worry was that we weren't having enough fun. Then, we started middle school. And at first, we were a little shy and would stay close to the walls whenever the 8th graders would pass by. We learned Miss Wortham's song about erosion and deposition that I'm sure still plays on a loop occasionally in our heads. We listened to Miss Christensen read us The Land of Stories in her high-heeled chair. We watched the pep rallies and all of the band, cheerleaders, and football players, hoping one day that could be us. And soon enough, it was our turn. We were the ones rolling to school and thought no one was cooler than us, even though most of us still had braces and hadn't learned how to style our hair. We would spend our downtime in the library loft talking about how little the 5th graders looked, forgetting that not so long ago, we looked just like them. And then, in a blink of an eye, we were getting our 8th grade diplomas, anxiously awaiting the next big step. Little by little, even though we didn't see it, as we were growing, the town was growing along with us. Then, high school started, and we were once again the small fish in the big pond. We had our first taste of Friday night football games. We finally got to have our first homecoming dance, where the guys sort of got up the courage to ask out their dates. We learned about the world around us by watching CNN in Coach Dyer's class and tried our hand at learning a different language. And then there was Miss B, who tried to keep our attention by teaching us punted squares and reminding us that we still had STAR tests to take. Yet the most impactful part of our freshman year experience came before we were even able to finish out the year, the COVID-19 pandemic. This time in our life made us unsure of whether or not we would go back to school the next year. So we tried to enjoy the everyday moments, not knowing what was next. And then, to our surprise, sophomore year began, but with many new changes. These included mass requirements, a new sports division, and us receiving our license, despite the fact that our driving probably scared everyone else on the road. And just as quickly as it had started, sophomore year was over. After a short summer, the hardest year of high school started, and we all couldn't wait for our senior year to arrive. We spent hours trying to figure out what on earth significant figures were, and gathered some wood together to create a catapult for physics, even though most of us could admit we usually didn't know what was going on in that class. We finally made something happen out on the field and on the court after we'd spent a year in the 4A division. We got to have homecoming after a year, and the mosh pits were more fun than ever, much to the staff's concern. And then the most anticipated event of the year, our first prom, which maybe didn't live up to what we had all hoped, but was still fun regardless. While it may have been the most difficult year, we did deem it as our first real one. Then, the year we had all been waiting for, our senior year. It was finally our turn to paint our parking spots and have library as one of our periods. It was finally our turn to show the underclassmen how it's really done in sports, academics, band, and theater. It was finally our turn to be the members of the homecoming court and go as many rounds deep as we could in playoffs. It was finally our turn to rule the school, but this time for the last time. It was finally our turn to do it all. We began to get the college process started and counted down the days until we would leave to walk across the stage and finally leave the little town of Alstyne behind. We left everything out on the field, knowing if we didn't, it could be our last time there. We had our senior nights to recognize each other's hard work. We celebrated New Year's and officially rang in the year we graduated. The months following were packed full with senior activities. Our last prom, our last school trip, our last assignment. But now we've made it to the end. After spending 13 years, 117 months, or 3,731 days in this place we've called home, we're finally done. As we all look forward to the next chapter, my wish for each of you is that you don't forget all the moments you've had here in this town of Alstyne and in this school. And I hope you cherish every big moment that comes your way, knowing pretty soon they too will all be memories. Because as you all know, time really does fly when you're having fun. So when we come back from college or wherever life takes us, the town may have grown, the school may be new, the teachers may be different, and the faces may have changed. But in some ways, it will all be the same. Because Alstyne is the place that made us, and part of it will always be home. And may I just say a sweet congratulations to everyone sitting before me. We made it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ella. And now, it is my distinct pleasure to announce the valedictorian for the class of 2023, Caroline Gossman.
Think back to freshman year. We were sitting in rows in Coach Tassel's class, trying to listen to a lecture about why washing machines meant we were talking about Mount Washington, or trying to memorize a poem by creating a map of our home. Meanwhile, we were probably consumed with the truly horrifying thought that I was having to stand up in front of 20 people and give a 60-second speech. And I was no exception. I would have done just about anything to get out of having to talk in front of that class. So who would have thought that Shy Nerdy Caroline would be giving a speech in front of a stadium full of people at graduation? Definitely not me. One of the first days of the semester, Coach Hardcastle brought up the fact that he had so much wisdom to offer because his rearview mirror was so much larger than ours. We may have scoffed at the idea or thought it was funny at the time, but as always, Coach Hardcastle had a point. Right now, over 20%, over 1/5 of our lives are now in our rearview mirror. Gone are the days of silly bands, loom band bracelets, and making slime out of Elmer's glue and shaving cream. No more museum field trips with coolers filled full of sack lunches, Teach Like a Pirate days, or pep rallies in our gym. We cheered on our Panthers for the last time in our home stands, ate our last lunch in the school cafeteria, we wrote hags for the last time in our yearbooks, and parked in our senior parking spots for the last time. In our book of life, our high school chapter has come to a close. Now the question remains, what are you doing with your windshield? What are you doing with everything in front of you? I honestly don't know what my future holds. I can tell you that I'm going to Indiana in 3 months, or that I'm going to Purdue University, or that I'm going to study engineering, but do I even know what all this means? Not really. Do I even know if this is what I want to do? Not really. Could all of this be an absolute waste of time and money? Maybe, but I really, really hope not, especially for those 2 people sitting over there who are paying for me to do this. What I do know for certain, though, is that at some point, I'm destined to fail along the way. We all know that feeling. Whether it was an F on a math test, a fumble on a game-changing play, a missed shot, an essay bleeding with red pen marks, or missing a turn, even though Google Maps is screaming at you to turn left and turn left and turn left again. There will always be something that you did wrong. No matter how hard you try, nothing will ever be 100% right. And hindsight will always be 20/20. There will always be something to regret. That's life. What matters is how you choose to carry yourself through life. This was a hard lesson for me to learn. I hate the feeling, as do most, of being wrong, of making mistakes, of disappointing others, or worse, disappointing myself. However, failure cannot be escaped and disappointment cannot be avoided. It took me 18 years to learn that that's not a bad thing. I attribute a lot of my success and what got me to this stage right now to my parents. They taught me that failure is the single greatest teacher. There is nothing more valuable than taking every single failure as an opportunity to learn. You made a mistake, fine, don't make it again. For anything hard, anything difficult in life, there will have to be sacrifices made, time invested, and failures to learn from. As many philosophers and teachers have said, don't let potential be written on your tombstone. Don't let your failures make you bitter. Instead, let them make you a better person. Second place isn't losing. Getting last place isn't losing. It's giving up and letting someone else win that is losing. And having high expectations for yourself, you may run into obstacles along the way, but it is those obstacles which will challenge you to grow and drive your successes. Anything truly worth having in life requires hard-fought battles filled with sacrifice and perseverance. Saying these last 4 years has been a wild ride would be an understatement. From being a freshman in a 3A school, dominating a marching band with infinite going to state, and volleyball in the state finals, to having the world completely and totally put on hold by a pandemic. Then getting thrown back into sophomore year, wearing masks and social distancing as a 4A school, but still getting to see VATV awarded first in the nation, and enjoying some friendly competition in the battle to win VFL and Coach Lance class. Surviving junior year became the next task, especially for those of us who made the somewhat questionable decision to take 6 5-0s and basically burn our social lives for the sake of our GPA. For those of you who didn't make the potentially regrettable decision that I did, I heard premature senioritis was rather contagious among our class. And now, senior year has become the epitome of the quote, the days are long, but the years are short. It felt like just yesterday that the football team was pulling off an unexpected win against Lebanon Trail. The student section was throwing pink baby powder at home, and the cheerleaders were prompting the last senior battle cry. At least now, we can all say we've officially been cured of senioritis. These past 4 years, we have been on a roller coaster of highs and lows. Along the way, we have met some of our closest friends and learned some of our most valuable lessons. We have been shaped by our peers, our friends, our teachers, our coaches, and our families. For me, I wouldn't be where I am right now without my family, my mom, my dad, and my little sister who influenced the person I am today. I want to thank my teachers and my friends for their unrelenting support and kindness. There's no way I could make it without you. In closing, I know that no matter how many times I say good riddance to this high school, there is some part of me that will miss Mr. Endicott's morning welcome, hearing Miss B sing the Friday song in increasingly pitchy octaves, the constant shenanigans, and the feeling of community at VAHS. I'll leave on one final quote from one of my favorite teachers here at Alstyne High School. As Mr. Endicott would say, this is Pantherland, and once a Panther, always a Panther.
Thank you, Caroline. Dr. Brown, acting in your capacity as Superintendent of Van Alstyne Independent School District, would you please join me at the podium on behalf of the VAISD Board of Trustees. As Principal of Van Alstyne High School, I certify to you that the members of the graduating class of 2023 have met all of the requirements for graduation set by the state of Texas.
By the power given to me by the Van Alstyne Board of Trustees and the great state of Texas, I declare you graduates of Van Alstyne High School. Graduates. Graduates, prepare to receive your diplomas.
Dr. Otto, please step forward to assist with the presentation of diplomas.
Tanner Wayne Abbott. Hunter Wayne Alexander. Jackson McLean Allen. Trevor William Alman. Mario Armenta. Blaine Carter Balthrop. Daisy Marie Barker. Nautica Shay Barker. Mallory Bree Barnes. Kylie Raquel Bateman. Sierra Ann Bentley. Mackenzie Nadia Botirka. Mateen Wasil Baldwin. Aiden Darian Brooks. Carson L.C. Brown. Cooper Allen Carroll. Libby Caroline Carson. Faith Alexandria Carthen. Hayden Drew Cashman. Anastasia Castillo. Nicholas J. Castillo. Foster Lee Cataldi. Andrew Brayton Chavera. Chloe Faith Connolly Wenzel. Levi Gage Copeland. Sierra Jordan Cozy. Riley Wayne Dancer. Jocelyn Michaela Elaine Davis. Shane Jonathan Dennis. Colton Shelby Derrick. Caroline Grace Dossman. Zachariah James Elliott. Emily Dawn Elmore. Joseph Glenn Elmore. Sophia Chantal Ernest. Caden Alexis Espedia. Aaron William Ferguson. Lainey Grace Fletcher. Xander Ian Fonseca. Ella Faye Fowler. Lincoln Michael Frost. Maylin Tyler Fuller. Ronnie Ann Elizabeth Gafford. Claire Abigail Gallagher. Molly Kate Gallagher. Leonard Garcia. Aaron Christopher Gonzalez. Hannah Grace Griffin. Yulette Gutierrez. Morgan Elizabeth Hale. Xander Kale Harmon. Kaylee Shay Harrison. Colby Jacob Hayes. Lauren Marie Hazelton. Katie Lynn Ed. Amelia Catherine Heck. Bailey Nicole Henderson. Jennifer Hernandez. Taylor Cobb Holbert. Dakota Caden Howard. Brennan Lee Jackson. Jonathan Christian Jaimes. Emma Deanne Jenkins. Billy Lewis Kellum. Luke Knight. Elena Lee Lewis. Marcus Gabriel Lopez. Nicholas Moses Loya. Tyler James McKinder. Cyrus Jonathan Mahan. Jaden Nathaniel Mahan.
Benjamin Silas Marshall. Jackson Knowles Martin. Shane Matthew McCaslin. Joshua Daniel Lafferty. Stephen Noah McDaniel. Presley Brianna McDonald. Bryson Don McEwen. Annalicia Lizette Mendoza. Edwin Moraz. Luke Michael Middleton. Caitlin Hope Mitchell. Marshall Garrett Monsieur. Cesar Jesus Montes. Ian Maxwell Moreno. Vanessa Grace Mullins. Madison Lynn Murray. Ryan Alexis Neal. Micaiah Elizabeth Parrish. Gabriel Jamon Perez. Maisie Ann Patelski. Jenna Lynn Farr. Abigail Grace Pollock. Everett Augustine Prince Lopez. Zachary Don Ragland. Caitlin Elizabeth Razor. Abraham David Rocha. Gage Daniel Rodriguez. Austin James Rogers. Diego Josiah Rosales. Ashton Faith Rose. Caitlin Diane Roski. Zane Thomas Scheller. Jackson Montgomery Schnicker. Liam Seary. Linda Rocio Segura. Jaden Hope Cervati. Jordan Cheyenne Schaefer. Zay Alexander Sykes. Amelia Elizabeth Slater. Benjamin Val Joseph Smith. Jeremiah DeRaylan Smith. Xander James Smith. Harley Ray Spencer. Ella May Stormont. Zane Michael Holenson. Jacob Allen Taggart. Eli Samuel Teasdale. Michael Douglas Terrell. Alex Joseph Theologus. Madeline Brian Thomas. Lacey Nicole Thorpe. Lainey Dane Thorpe. Giovanni Emmanuel Torres. Mia Ashlyn Urbick. Cameron Michael Van Buren. Elizabeth Antonia Leagas.
I'm breaking our line.
Caitlin Ariel Mulray. Jada Zoe Ward. Ben Wells. Sophia Rose Cano Westmoreland. Caden Ross Whitley. Samuel Travis Whitley. Ty Keaton Williams. Abby Brianne Weinberg. William Tyler Witcher. James Daniel Woodward. Jason Landon Elton Brown. Maddox Davis Young.
At this time, I would like to introduce the senior class president, Claire Gallagher, who will make a presentation on behalf of the class of 2023.
On behalf of the senior class of 2023, we present this composite to Mrs. Beal in Van Alstyne High School.
On behalf of the faculty and staff of Van Alstyne High School, I proudly accept this gift from the class of 2023.
Will the members of the class of 2023 please rise and join me in the singing of the school song? Dear Van Alstyne High, we have learned to love, respect, and honor your name. Do you try to be true? Our spirit is high. We'll do our best to defeat HS to the end of time. At this time, switch the tassel on your hat from left to right to signify that we are now graduates of Van Alstyne High School class of 2023.
Would the audience please rise for the benediction and remain standing afterward to honor the graduates of the class of 2023 as they recess from the stadium. The gates will open as soon as all the graduates enter the ATC. You can then take your time visiting and take pictures.
Will you please bow your heads with me? Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for guiding us all through this crazy high school journey. I ask that you continue to guide each and every one of us through the next chapter called life. Help us find our path and give us the strength to overcome any challenges we may face. Bless us with wisdom, courage, compassion, and determination as we embark on this new journey. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.